Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Mahesh Chand. I'm your host of the Copilot show. As you can see, my background, I'm back here in the US. And yeah, after a long trip, it was a very, very long trip. Um, all right. So let's see. If you're joining me first time, welcome to the show. If you are a regular visitor, welcome back to the show. As you know that in this show, we talked about Copilot and different tips and tricks you can use if you're a software developer or anybody in tech. If you are tech lead, project manager, tester, anybody you are building software, Copilot is for you and it can help you boost your productivity. Today we will talk about code conversion. If you are first time, this is a ninth episode of this show. They're all recorded on CSharpCorner. If you go to csharp.tv, you will see all recorded shows also on YouTube. Um, yeah, today I'll just dive direct into the coding. Visual Studio, we'll go there. It's a very short today. It won't take much time. I'll show you, and then I'll also talk to you about today. There's Copilot is evolving, so every month you will see something new coming out. And if you are a software developer, anybody who's building software, and you're not adapting and learning these new tools, you should be very scared. As a matter of fact, I just saw on Twitter, Microsoft CTO Scott just mentioned that in next few years, 95% of the code will be written by AI. Think about it. 95% of the code will be written by AI in next few years, 3 to 5 years. That means literally there will be no need for people writing code, only 5%. And that 5% will be on the newer technologies where AI doesn't know. So if you are a young developer, you need to start thinking about learning new tools and technologies so you are ahead of time. Also, think about what is the bigger need, and there's always going to be a big need in the area of the person you can sit between the business and the tech. Tech will be built by AI, let's just say that, but there has to be somebody who is learning the business needs, coming up with the solutions, coming up with the ideas, and then how to build that part can be automated. However, the person who's architecting the solutions, who are has the business needs, understand the business requirements, will always be needed. So you may have to also a little bit learn more than just coding. You can't be just sitting in a cube now and writing code 24/7. That's that kind of job will be going away over time, or it'll be less. There will be less number of jobs, let's just say that. All right, so let me share my screen. I'll share my screen and then I'll jump into Visual Studio today. And today, by the way, after I showed this code conversion, I want to take more questions, talk about career, anything related to non-coding, whatever you have questions, talk about C Corner, anything you have. Today I have time. So I'm going to I'll take 10 minutes out of this for Q&A. So if you have any questions, just feel free to get your questions ready. All right, let's share my screen, Deepak. Okay, so I have this Visual Studio. I know some of you work in VS Code, which is also fine. Doesn't matter where you are, whichever IDE you have, make sure you have GitHub Copilot enabled first, right? Look at me here, it's green. My GitHub Copilot is active here, as you can see. And there's something cool coming out. I'll show you in a minute what's cool is in GitHub Copilot now. But let's say I have this simple program here. It's a C# program. Obviously, your program can be in anything else, doesn't matter. But let's say one of your team is building similar application in Python. or something else. Doesn't matter what the language, or VB dot. It doesn't matter what you're using. And they say we found some code, or we already have this code. It does something. Let's say this program here. What it does is it reads a text file. It display the output of that file on the console, system console, and then it also adds a write to file. Right, is a function write to file here. So this is some code. Sometimes what happens, you can have an existing code, or you found this code. Let's say you found a game, smaller, you went online, you found a simple game written in, I don't know, JavaScript, and you want to convert that to Python. It doesn't matter. So your Copilot, what can do, so you know how to do Copilot, say alt slash, that's how you open Copilot in Visual Studio. Or you can also go from here, Copilot, and open the chat window. You can also go from the, you know, different places, right? You can go to view, you can open Copilot. Wherever the Copilot is available, GitHub Copilot chat is here, right? You can just go from multiple places. But look what I found today. You can see my screen. Ask Copilot, as you can see. Let me, hold on. I'm going to move this guy here. Come on. Let me make it a little bigger so you can see it. Let's do 120. So look at this. So ask Copilot, right? This is my Copilot. You can close it here. I can open it again. Alt slash ask Copilot, right? Or I could just go, doesn't matter, wherever. So look what's here. Now Copilot actually supports multiple models. Now not only GPT-4o, you can also look at O3 mini, also cloud. So this is this is a recent integration. So now ChatGPT, Microsoft GitHub Copilot not only supports, is an open AI, but also integrating with other models out there too. So you may say, you know what, I like that model but better than this one. Who knows? So you can just pick and choose what model you want to, and you can test which works better for you. This is another option. One other thing happened today was I was reading today that now GitHub Copilot code review agents are available now. Code review and agents. What does that mean? That coming time, it's available in VS Code, not in Visual Studio yet. In the next version, I'm sure it will be here. So you can have an agent, Copilot agent, that will work as your assistant and can do a lot more work, and also learn similar to your habits. It's going to be interesting time, and very cool, very cool. I'll share that more in my coming episodes when I learn more about it and when it's available. So anyway, today let's talk about code conversion or code translations. You can translate. GitHub Copilot can be used to translate your code from one language to other. So this is my C#. All I have to do is, can you translate or convert this code to Python? Here's another new thing you will see here in start seeing these links. You can put context here, right? So you can, this is new in GitHub Copilot prompt window. So as I say, this code, there is a highlight here. Now I click on it, you can select which file you want to. Okay, you don't have to just say existing current file. My current file is this, where you are, but you can select different file from here as well. So this is very cool. So anyway, you get the idea. So all I'm going to do is, okay, go ahead, let's convert this, whole, translate this code to Python. What it will do is it will create a new file, py, as you say, this is program.py, py, and this is the complete code here, as you can see here. So yeah, if you have a Python program you're running, you can just take this code and convert this to copy from here and go from here. You can also save this file. So that's one thing you can do. Obviously, I'm not going to save it. I don't really care. But let's say now you found this. In this file, you found just one method, like this method, for example. Right? I can also do that. I can select this. Can you convert this code to VB.NET? you may wonder that there are some applications still being written or at least maintained in Visual Basic VB.NET. So here you go. So it created the whole. Actually didn't work, but you can select a method as well. I didn't do that. It converted the whole thing. So cancel. I'm going to cancel. Let me try something else. So this is .view file. Can you do can you convert? See if I can select method. It should be uh, okay. The idea was sometimes it works, sometimes you should be able to say selected code here, right? Let's say ask Copilot convert to VB.NET. So anyway, it's not working, but it's supposed to do is only show me the selected file. But you get the idea. You can just copy whatever whatever code block you want, and you can just go from there. So how about that? Cool, right? This is very cool. I really like this. Here, you have now different models you can use to convert or work with your code. Yeah, give it a try and see what you think. I would love to learn more about what kind of model is better. What model do you like the best, and what worked best for you? So this is it today. That was it. That's very like one tip I would say in this episode. Yeah, and Sarthak, welcome to the show. We have Vaibhav here, we have Deepak here. Yeah, if you have any questions or you're using this Copilot, let me know. Well, share your experience here, and also jump in, chime in. You have any questions? I I will be here for at least 10, 15, 20 more minutes if you have questions. In the meantime, what I want to do is I want to share C Sharp Corner, csharp.com. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but we are improving this our website, and one of the things we are focusing on is, let me see if I can share my screen again. Maybe Deepak can share the csharp.com or C Corner, doesn't matter, whichever URL you use. Let me see. I'll share screen again. Yep. So I'm going to share my screen again. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to close this. So one thing besides this, obviously one is csharp.tv is going well. But what other thing we're doing is, in coming time, what will happen, as I said, a lot of code will be written by AI, like Copilot. And besides Copilot, there's a lot more tools out there, right? If you look at all the tools being created that write code, I would say there's thousands. There's so many: Cursor AI, this AI, that AI. So you can just say, build me a website, blah, blah, and it will write the whole code for you. But what you will need as a software developer is that learn about what's going on in the world about tech. Like, what are the new things coming out? You need to know about them. You need to learn about them. And latest technology news is out there. So what we're doing here is, one thing we are more focusing on is, what is the latest news out there in this world. So you just come here and you can get all your news here. And obviously this current show, Copilot show, Sharp GPT, all those lot of new shows we are launching on this csharp.tv, not just about coding, but also about startups. It's coming, I'm working on a new show focused on startups, how to build your startup, how to launch startup. And then our biggest goal here is to build these challenges certifications. So now you can get certified by CSharpCorner. And then everything around here, we are gamifying it. And that's what, gamifying means. You can, everything you do on this website, you contribute, you answer forum questions, you share, you speak, you start your own show, you attend a conference, you speak at a conference. Anything you do here, you're going to start earning these points, reward points that could convert to Sharp tokens in coming time. So that's where we are heading with this. And hopefully you like this, where we are heading with this. Key is the gamifying this whole platform. Um, Also, don't forget to tell your friends and to share with anybody you know that join C Sharp Corner and get involved, give back to the community. Because end of the day, those days are gone where you are amazing coder and sit in a cube and you can have a long lasting job. That's growth is not there. Growth will be where you are becoming a leader. You are going understanding the business, you are building the solutions, you are speaking, you are sharing, all that thing will bring you the growth. um, okay, so there is a question here: how can we use Copilot Pro as a student in the ID? Which ID you have? Somandeep, I believe you have Copilot. I'm not sure what Copilot, what ID you are using. Is you have VS Code? VS Code already has a free version of Copilot. um, Copilot Pro is paid. I don't know if it's free if you're looking for a free, but majority of the IDs already support Copilot Pro. What you have to do is you have to go to GitHub and GitHub Copilot, sign up for that license, and then whatever the login you do in your IDE, you have to log in using your GitHub login. So when you go to your IDE, you log in as a GitHub login, it will recognize that you have the Copilot Pro license, and then Copilot Pro will be available to you in your IDE. That's how it works in Visual Studio. And I think VS Code, you can add an extension, and then you're required to log in to see if you have the license. Um, yeah, my first episode was that on how do you enable Copilot Pro in your Visual Studio IDE. So if you go back to csharp.tv and watch my first episode, that's where you can find that. That is all, guys. Looks like there's not many more questions. If you have any questions about anything, keep those coming. Maybe next episode we will talk more about other topics as well. So the next, now I think we are done with Copilot show. I think we have 9 episodes. Next episode I will talk about, I'll still cover the Copilot, but next episode will be how to use Copilot to learn programming or new technology or new topic. So, for example, if you are a student and you want to learn Python, or you are a developer, let's say you are a Java developer, and now you have a project in ASP.NET, you want to learn ASP.NET, or you want to learn, you're a developer, but you don't know AI and machine learning, you want to start learning machine learning, you can actually use Copilot as your tutor. That is correct. You can use Copilot as your tutor, and Copilot actually can even create a content and even learning paths for you. So that is what we will talk about our next episode, the how to use Copilot to learn and upgrade yourself, or reskill or upskill yourself. It depends on where you are in your stage. If you are a student, you can learn new technologies using Copilot. The Copilot becomes your trainer, virtual trainer. Copilots can also help you upskill and reskill your skill, your whatever skills you have. So, for example, you've been working in, say, I don't know, .NET for a while, but you want to upskill. You don't know what are the new features. Copilot can help you with that also. So, the guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Saturday. There's one more question here. Yeah, if you want to create a complete project, yes, it is definitely possible. You can create a complete website using Copilot. You can create a service. You can create database applications using Copilot. That is one of the episode we are going to finish this with. When we finish the series, the last episode will be how to build a complete project using Copilot almost without writing a single line of code. You don't need to write a single line of code, and Copilot can build you the complete full-fledged application. So what we will do is we will create a database using Copilot. We will create the service layer, the data layer using Copilot. We will create the front end using Copilot, and will these all connect with all together, and we will build the application and run it. That will be the last episode of this series. So, with that said, guy, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Saturday. I will see you next Saturday, same time, 11 a.m. EST. Thank you so much.